Progress Racing, show us your tips, Daggy and Beaver, with you for a midweek preview show where I'll sup at the teat of Beaver and follow his tips along because I haven't had a chance to do a lot of form, but see how we go. How are you travelling, Beaver? How was the Hunter Day and everything around it?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Interesting weekend of punting. Took it quite easy, just trying to pick the eyes out of them, and it wasn't too bad of a weekend. What about yourself up on the sunny coast, mate? Did you get along to Gold Coast's racecourse?
Yeah, that's the first time I'd been. I've been to the Magics complex, but I hadn't been to the course. I was quite impressed. It's all modern. It's, as far as compared to some of the Sydney courses, it was quite nice. Nice little betting auditorium and bar at the back and everything, so I was quite happy there.
Find any winners, mate?
Biggest bets of the day were Uncle Brian and Gravina, so yes. Not Gravina, what's the other blue colours? It was Alana. So they were the two I had a proper crack at, and they were both very satisfying watches. And Braden Starr after that. So through the back end of the card, it was quite good watching, really. So that was good. Early on was tough work. It's, as we sort of said in the preview, it's tricky. Sometimes those tracks with the better horses don't always play as you'd expect. But you know, we made it through. Yeah, did you finish in front?
Yeah, I did finish in front. As I said, I was a bit like you. I didn't really have a lot early in the day because I wasn't overly comfortable with the early part of the card. Yeah. So held off a little bit later and slightly in front.
Beauty. What do you make of today? We've got Rosehill on this afternoon. We are on it'll be a good track by the time we jump, I assume. Currently soft. 7 race card. It's an odd little card. A lot of, there's no metro form throughout it.
Card. No, there's no metro form throughout it. And both Sydney and Melbourne, tricky little card. There's a few highlights in there and some open fields and wider chances in others.
We kick off with the 1400 metre maiden, where Oriental Tycoon got into that pretty awful spot last time out. Is it his day today?
Oh, look, this is a really weak field, but I'm inclined to be really sceptical of the even money or close to even money Oriental Tycoon. I know Hawkesbury can be a bit weird, but it was backed off the map there, and it was still disappointing, even the position it got into there. So it's got J-Mac today, but I was going around it. I'm going to go with High Blue Sea. I thought the first up run in the Kembla Maiden was good. Finished off nicely there. I think he can run really well here and might be the hardest to beat at the price.
Race 2 is the 1200 metre benchmark 68. Anything you like?
Yeah, I like Whinchat here. It was a great win at Hawkesbury last start, come from the wide barrier, gave nothing else a chance. I know the stable has a good opinion of this and it can play up a little bit, but was on its best manners last start, and the money just coming for it now. It was about $5.56, and it's almost into $4 this morning. So with the truck improving, I guess that's seeing the money come in, so it may shorten up even more.
Race 3 is the 1300 metre benchmark 72 up next, where Airman comes to town from a couple of wins out wide. Is that the way you're looking?
Yeah, I think Airman looks the horse to beat here. It's been more money this morning with some scratches into odds on now, but I think it's 3 kilo claim, hardest to beat and clear on top.
Beauty. Race 4, we've got a benchmark 72 as well. Again, no real metro form here. Who have you found?
Yeah, no metro form here, but I've gone for Green Shadows, about the $5 mark. It's got some form last preparation in some Group 1 and Group 2 company behind She's a Belter. That's where it was racing. It resumed here and was, it was solid. It was a solid run through the line. I think it'll be further improved by that. It does get a couple of kilo off its back for that run, and I think it can run a bold race here over the 1300.
Yeah, I should have mentioned Rail being out 7 metres. It potentially is on pace there this afternoon, which perhaps helps as well. I'm very impressed you've gone around the Masara colours in 3 races already.
Well, it was scratched in one of them, wasn't it?
Oh, it was 2. So 2.
Yes, Silver City. Yes.
Race 5 is...
Going soft in my old age, mate.
I know. Race just when they've come good. 1,500 metre benchmark 72 comes up next. What do we got here?
Yeah, another tricky race here. Yeah, it will depend on how the track plays. A horse like we know that Typhoon Tavi will go forward and probably be hard to run down. So I had it on top for that reason, but I'm really scared of Newlywed. I thought the first up run was pretty good at Hawkesbury. After a solid trial, it can run well, but on top for me, Typhoon Tavi.
Beauty, yeah, got to be scared of those Waikato bred Savabeels. Newlywed there. Race 6 is the benchmark 72 over the 1,500 metres. What do we got?
I'm going to stick with the import because this is such a weak field. In number 10, Estadia Mastella, the Waller-McDonald combination. Won its only start in Great Britain and won pretty comfortably there. Over the mile, first up here over 1,500, that should be fine. This isn't a tough affair, and if it has any ability at all, should take care of these. And I thought the $3.33.40 was a good price at the moment.
Beautiful. And we're wrapping up the card with an 1,800 metre benchmark 72. What have you got here?
Yeah, didn't really like this race much at all. It's a tough race, but I thought probably, again, if you're looking for horses with some group form, Villaden, the Waller and McDonald combination as well, when they've got horses that are starting group races and they combine up here in midweek company, you've got to be so looking out for them. It ran second last start, but it was a pretty good run up in Eagle Farm. They brought it here for midweek. I expect it to run well, and if looking at the card, McDonald Waller has a pretty strong card here.
Yeah, beautiful. We've got a best and value for progretracing.com.au.
Yeah, I'm going to have my best bet in race 2, number 11 Whinchat. It's around the $4 mark at the moment. Might get a little bit better. I think it can run really well. And my value bet was really hard to find a good value bet on the day here. They do come up, but you sort of be hitting hope, I think, trying to find which one. So my value is race 4, number 8, Green Shadows.
Beautiful.
Might get $5 or better.
We head to Sandown on the Lakeside track for our support meeting down there, or alternative meeting down there, I should say, where we've got, again, an interesting card, a lot of provincial stuff coming to town as the carnival's over. Kick off with a maiden, as usual, 1,400 metres. The rail's in the true, so hopefully we're swooping down the middle of the track on a soft track there by the end of the day. What do you like in the first?
Yeah, I've stuck with River Plate. It was a horse we followed sort of 2 preps ago when it came over from New Zealand. And it showed a bit of potential there, and then probably just didn't show its best form, and then only had the one start last preparation where it started favourite and finished 3rd, and they put it back out again, hoping a couple of the issues that it may have had, it's over now, and Blake Shinnerboard got the right jockey, got the right draw here, going to have it on top.
The second is a benchmark 64, 1,400 metres, small field. Anything you like?
I'm going to stick with the Shin McAvoy combination again here. Naiconi, it was pretty good, but the Ballarat synthetic last start was $1.20 pop and won quite easily. Looked to have plenty of upside and a horse with some ability here. Again, small field and a speedy customer. I think it's going to be super hard to beat. Hoping we can get the first 2.
If Blake Shin's hanging around in Melbourne full time, he could clean up some of these midweek programs.
Yeah.
Race.
I think I really like the early start to the card here at Sandown.
Well, let's keep going. Favourite in the third is Tasman Park for a Class 1, 1,300 metres off a nice debut. Does it keep ticking over?
I think it does keep ticking over. It was a very nice debut. Won pretty easy there. And Moroney probably keeps these horses going. Observation, I've tipped the last 2 times, and I just think this horse may be a bit of a non-winner. Today will tell, because if it doesn't beat this field today, my assumption that I just made may be correct. But we will see.
Yeah, I'm done with it. 2,400 metre benchmark 70 is up next in race 4. Any thoughts on the staying race?
Oh, look, as you know, these horses, they chop and change a bit here with how they finish. I went for the number 2, Bazzini. It was good in work last time, and its first up run at Moonee Valley. There was a lot to like about it. Over the 2,000, steps up to the 2,400 here. The further they go, the further this horse likes it. Had some wins over 3,000, 3,600 last start. 5-year-old can run well.
The quaddie kicks off with another staying race, 2,100 metres this time, a 70. Anything here?
Going to stick with number 2, Pearl Rain. 2 runs this preparation, 2 wins from the Payne stable. Won nicely last start, clinched who it beat, ran well Sunday maybe. Its last start, what was it, yesterday? Oh no, Monday, I don't know, one of those days.
One of those weekdays.
But it's a non-winner, so but it did run well, and 3 kilos off the back here for Lafferty. It can run really well here against horses that don't win often. I'll stick with the winning form is good form.
Beauty. Race 6, benchmark 64, 1,300 metres. Who's on top here?
Yeah, I've gone for a horse that I really liked to run last start, and that was the number 12, Skidder Marink, from the Freedman stable. One that's made really well last start, finished off nicely, only had the one run in its first preparation and finished behind Doucet, who we know is really good. It's come out and won some nice races since. So from the inside gate, I think it can get the right run and be super hard to beat.
Race 7 is the mile benchmark 64. Tricky race. Secret Glamour was a pretty nice resumption. We know it's had some ability in the past. Is that the way you're looking?
No, I've gone around it. I did like its resumption here, but look, it's drawn the 12 gate. It's got the big weight here, but the minimum's pretty high, so that's okay. I've gone for something at a bit of value here. Rick's Cafe, number 13. It's third up here. Been good both starts this preparation. Up in grade a little bit here, but was solid enough last start behind beating Jet de Lune. With the 2 kilo claim, I think it can run well in a pretty open race.
Lovely. And let's finish the card with another 64 over the 1,400 metres. Who you've got on top?
Yeah, I've gone for the 13 Typical You from the Stokes stable. I think it's drawn really well here. Last start at Cranbourne was a very nice win. Really finished off powerfully, win by a couple of lengths. Gets the right run here. Stokes, when he brings these horses to Melbourne, they generally run well, and I think it can give us a good sight in the last. Beautiful.
Have you got a best in value?
Yeah, my value is race 8, number 13, Typical You. I'm hoping that we can get around the $6 mark by the end of the day. And my best bet comes up in race 2, number 4, Naiconi.
Lovely. We've got a 8 race card, Doomben. Anything you like up there?
Oh, this card's not a good card. I wasn't overly keen on too much up there. I only come up with race 5, number 11, Bulakov. Mm-hmm. Thought it could run well, and in race 6, number 5, 15 rounds.
Beauty. Good job, Beaver. Thanks for carrying me today. Now I'm back from the holidays. I might, pick up a form guide and do my job.
First up after a spell, mate. So you go well then.
I'll give you a week off over Christmas or something to make up for it.
That's all right, mate. It's my pleasure. Good to see you.
Hopefully hopefully there's plenty of winners in there though. So we'll be back Friday afternoon to look at the Gong and I believe Bendigo Ballarat in Melbourne. So the Bush Tour continues on a Saturday, but we'll crack on and do our best. Take care, guys, and we'll talk soon. Get out of here, dog.